There should probably be a Fizz ban away from Raylick. Keep his main out of his hands, otherwise he'll 1v9 carry. Other than that, what do you think is going to be coming through or banned away?
What is going to be banned away? I mean, Fizz has been taken off the table already. Perhaps a Vayne ban. We've seen Caitlyn in every game so far, so it's a definite possibility. A definite possibility that you'll see Caitlyn banned away. Catinator is first pick, so I believe that he will first pick his ADC and then target bans toward that. Karthus taken away. I've seen Karthus really take over the jungle in a number of games. Still very strong in that particular. That ultimate is really disgusting. Nunu, highest win rate in the game right now in a good ban. Haven't seen him on stream yet, but he is very, very powerful. Doesn't need XP, and the jungle XP nerfs did come through. So, very strong champion. Like I said, highest win rate, and the Caitlyn is taken off the table, as we've seen in every game so far. Now it is banned away from Cat.
Yeah, I'd like to see Gangplank banned away from Gangplank as well. Very strong on that champion, part of the namesake. And Darius banned against Deceased Seal. Put these players on something that they aren't quite as comfortable on, but they're going to allow some of those through, at least as Yasuo, the final ban taken away from Boxy on that Kill Yasuo name, which is something to keep in mind now, as Boxy has shifted his name once more. The Pyke, the final ban from Team Pepega, so not so focused on particular champions and players besides that Fizz, instead just taking out some strong champions, and now we get to see the Yorick come in. Doc Shocker disappointed he didn't show up in game number 2, gets to play him in game number 3.
Yep. Kill Yasuo. Yasuo has been banned away. I expect that is Boxy right there. Shall we see him on a champion that's not Yasuo, or is there another Yasuo-like champion that can be played? We shall see momentarily.
As Catinator going to pick up the Jhin, he's the ADC main, loves to play a lot of ADCs. Instead of going more of that traditional route of, say, the Vayne or anything, is going to be a comfort pick on that Jhin, as we do get Ivern picked up by YEET PHEET, which means, ladies and gentlemen, Daisy MVP coming in game number 3. We'll have to see how much work she can make happen as Kill Yasuo grabs the Viger, and to see Seal says, I don't even worry about picking up Darius despite it being free. I'll just grab Irelia, who has such perfect hair. I mean, seriously,
so
you never see Irelia with messy hair.
Well, yeah, she's a video game character, and they decided not to program her. Does anybody in this game have messy hair?
Zoe's hair is pretty wild.
It's wild, but it's not messy. There's a difference.
Morgana hair isn't that great. I don't know, chat. Can you
Really?
think of any champion whose hair is at least a little bit messy?
This is the
It's not
quality
very-
content.
Not very kept up. Dapagod, it is likely the last game. I'm not going to confirm it just yet, but it is likely the final game of the night. You're more than welcome to stick around. Hopefully you stick around and enjoy watching it. It depends on when this game ends. We don't want to run too late through the end of the evening, but it is only 11:22. We'll see where things go, as Thresh is picked up by YEET PHEET. I don't think Raylick is going to be playing him, probably grabbing him for someone else to trade over to, giving himself the last pick priority, as Desvelado is going to most likely be trading over to Raylick, unless Love for a While locks in the Ahri. Okay, interesting choice there. Double ADCs banned away by Team Pepega, so we'll see what ADC could YEET PHEET be grabbing, or are they going to go with something mage heavy in the bottom lane?
Mage, sorry. It's possible that the Ahri could be going bottom lane, but I don't think so, especially considering the Ivern being picked up. And Raylick is an ADC main.
No, Raylick is a mid main.
Really? I thought he was an AD main.
No, he's the one who plays Fizz all the time in the mid. He also plays pretty decent Orianna. I think he plays Xerath as well. But he has shown up on ADC a couple of times when he's trying to pick a different lane to do a little bit more pressure. Either way, we'll have to see. As Intra grabs his secondary main of Azir, he's made some highlight plays on this champion before. Excited to see it again. Broken Hearts grabbing the Rammus, so they get themselves a little Squirtle Turtle to roll around and cause some chaos as well.
I'm not sure how I feel about this pickup. Kai'Sa is okay right now, but she's really... Like, crit ADCs are a lot better now than they have been in the past. And Kai'Sa, while she was super strong, the on-hit ADCs really... Yeah, and like I said, I really like it will be going with that ADC in the bottom lane. Though Kai'Sa into Jhin, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, Jhin is a stronger matchup in the bottom lane. And yeah, Kai'Sa does outscale and has outplay potential, but I think there are better options on the table. Xayah, incredibly OP right now. Sivir S tier. If you want to play for scaling and just single carry, then Twitch is one, or Vayne. Kai'Sa I don't think is the optimal, but hey, I mean, we've seen Rayleigh do everything.
Sometimes it's about comfort rather than about necessarily the strongest champions in the meta. And so pick up what... This is actually advice for solo queue games. Sometimes it is better just to get super sick on some champion that you're really comfortable with, not necessarily go for what is considered typically the most OP champion, because it's going to take you a while to learn it. As we get into the spectator delay, let's run through the players and their champions. For the side of Team Pepega, we've got ourselves Catinator on the Jhin in the 80 carry role, Kill Yasuo Boxy with the Veigar in the mid lane, Deceased Seal on Intra. No, that is a support Veigar, excuse me. Deceased Seal with the Irelia in the top side, Intra on Azir in the mid, and Broken Hearts with the Rammus rounding him out in the jungle. And for Team YEET PHEET, we've got Doc Shocker on York in the top lane. Gangplank taking Ivern in the jungle. Rayleigh on Kai'Sa in the bottom lane. ADC role. Love for a while on Ahri in the mid lane. And Desperado rounding it out with Thresh in the bottom lane for role. Let's take a look at these teams real fast. Like I was saying earlier, I think Jhin has a better matchup into Kai'Sa. While Kai'Sa does outscale toward the later stages of the game. Veigar as the support. It works sometimes, it doesn't work other times. There's a scaling threat there, and the Cage is definitely a real CC threat. But I do like Thresh, Desvelado's Thresh as a support, much better than the Veigar. That being said, Irelia in the top lane versus Yorick. I feel like that's a skill matchup, but I won't give that over to Deceased Seal. One, because he's Seal, and two, because I just think that Aurelia wins that matchup. The mobility and the damage, I'm pretty sure that goes to Aurelia. Yeah, I think so. Also, it's Seal, so it probably goes toward Seal anyway. Something to note is Aurelia's shield, her E, I believe it is, did get nerfed. It doesn't have magic resist anymore. So if Yorick builds a little bit of AAP to add to his general kit, that is going to deal a touch more damage to Irelia, as well as Yorick was buffed with the Maiden of the Mist now able to leave his side and act like somewhat of a Rift Herald on its own. So Dr. Shutter's split push going to be pretty impressive if he decides to go that route rather than going for a team fight, which I honestly think is probably the best route to go. Basically, you send the Maiden of the Mist down one lane, Yorick goes the opposite lane, put 4 members in the mid, hard pushing, and you're going to split the forces of Pepega pretty far apart, even if Yorick has a time trying to deal with Irelia 1v1. Indeed. Oh, and whoever wins that matchup is going to really dominate the top lane. Yorick just wants to straight split push, and Aurelia, while she can't affect the map, also likes to be in a side lane as well, and then just kind of roam down, affect the team, and then go back to your side lane. So whoever wins that is really just going to own that lane. And in the mid lane, Ahri versus Azir. Intra, we've seen his Azir really do work, and we haven't seen love for a while's Ahri. My instinct is that Ahri wins early, as it is an assassin matchup. But we'll see what ends up happening. Ahri
Ari does have to win against XLNC champions. At least in the early game, it had the possibility of definitely grabbing up some kills for herself. What do you think, Jake?
We're talking about the Ari versus Azir. Honestly, I know that Love for a While is new to the stream. Welcome, glad to have you. I think this is maybe their third time playing. I still give that handedly just in comfort over to Intra's Azir. Not even just for the early game, but when it comes to the later stages of the game, normally speaking, I think Ari would have a small edge against Azir because she has just stronger poke with that ultimate as well, high mobility. It's one thing when Azir throws down the Emperor's Divide, says, get over here. Ari's got 3 flashes with her ultimate that basically can nullify that. That said, Intra's the type of player who knows his champion so well, he can bait out that ultimate, force her into an awkward position, and then use his own to pick up those kills. Intra is just so good. I would be impressed if Love for a While was able to actually take Intra out in a 1v1 in the mid lane.
Mm-hmm. I would agree with that assessment as well. I do think having Kane Ivern, the Ivern is kind of a supportive pick, really a supportive pick, and having that to buff up the Kai'Sa in the late game, I think is a good idea if Rayleigh gets really far ahead, as well as so having 2 supports surrounding your really strong player is not necessarily a bad idea. But like I said, I don't know if Kai'Sa is strong enough at the moment in order to solo carry, but we'll see. And there's definitely the possibility of Ari winning against the Azir, especially early, and just popping up, maybe roaming to side lanes, especially surrounding level 6. That's something an assassin can do very easily. But we'll see how the game goes out. It's not all about champions, it's also about play. So, if we ever actually get into game.
Yeah, we're still hanging out at that 94%. Unfortunately, while the original skin menu allowed you to see who was the person that was slowing things down, who had the hamsters that were going a little bit slow and needed a caffeine boost, this time around with the changes, you can't see that, so we got a little bit more time to talk about these players. Also, if you're new, welcome, and don't forget we will be casting more games Thursday night. It will be a Valentine's special. Yes, I did triple, quadruple, quintuple check with the XLNC wifey, and she has given me permission to cast on Thursday night. So we'll be coming back with the Valentine's special stream. Maybe giving out some love surprises. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. As I'm checking out these mastery points for all of these players at the moment. Ari's got a nice 200,000 on her. Gravelord Azir sitting at 239,000, so things seem fairly even, but we're into game before I can get too much further with that analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Thank you for hanging out and joining us for game number 3, Team Pepega versus Team YEET PHEET. Let's see what these two teams can bring as the side of... If I had to pick any team, I honestly would say Team Pepega, simply because Seal on Irelia is so nasty, and I think that Rammus is just going to be really hard to deal with. But I don't know everything, and this is why I am a play-by-play caster, not the analyst caster.
Yeah, I would agree with your analysis there, though. I do think Seal has a definite potential to pop off in that top lane on Aurelia, and at that point it becomes very difficult for Rayleigh to do anything, because Fed Aurelia is just so hard to deal with as an ADC.
So let's actually talk about ways that you can deal with an Irelia, especially for the side of YEET PHEET. Irelia, one of those champions, high mobility, and a little bit difficult to really lock down. That said, one charm or a nice death sentence by Thresh, especially considering that her, let me double check real quick as Gangplank leaves so we might get a pause. It is the W, Defiant Dance, that has been nerfed. She's going to be a little bit squishier, but her main thing is she's a battle dancer. She wants to move. She wants to flow with the fight. If you can CC her, hold her in place with that charm or potential hook, then you got a lot better opportunity of actually shutting her down.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, though.
Yeah, I think you're making it out to be a little easier. Federelli is just crap to deal with. I hate Federelli, especially if I'm playing Jin. Kaisa has a reposition and stealth, so it's a little bit easier for her. But Jin, a completely immobile champion who really has no way to get away. It sucks. Or Caitlyn. I mean, Tristana. I've actually playing Tristana. I think I've played 3 games this month, and I played a couple of earlier. Like, I think on Friday I managed to get a couple of games played. Cody and I do it a little bit. I haven't played any ranked because I'm garbage right now, but
Gotta warm back up. Which, by the way, if you are in the chat, Ice! Hello, hello, hello! I'm doing very well. XLNC Wifey is doing fantastic as well. We are moved, gives us a little bit more time and a breath of fresh air as Desperado lands a nice hook onto Cat and Nader, forcing the flash into the Jin very early on. Ivern, level 2, gonna gank down here as well, find the snare onto the Vigar, but considering the Thresh has already landed the hook, nothing else is gonna be used except the Gangplank immediately walks away. Wait, another hook comes through onto kill Yasuo, boxes Vigar, who's trying to get a little bit of damage down, but again, it's a double squishy lane. The action just is non-stop, the flash forward from Gangplank, but Cat Nader flashes in, gets first blood. He's gonna be losing his own life in trade. Desperado is still level 1, but he lands yet another hook. Kill Yasuo will force the flash away underneath the turret. And Rayleigh chases it down, picks up a double kill. 3 kills in less than 3 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Yeet Feet looking good as we got a little action the top side. Not much more Doc though. You're gonna just try to go back to farming.
yeah, just a little bit of damage traded back and forth. And corrupting pot stacks used, so nothing terribly exciting there. But in the bot lane, Rayleigh 2 kills to Cat Nader's 1, so that's going to be a pair of boots in Cat Nader's inventory. But I don't think Rayleigh's either waiting for gold in order to grab something.
Okay,
yeah, he grabs a pickaxe.
Nice.
So boot pickaxe.
Yeah.
That's a
Good.
wow. That's a pretty heavy advantage there for Rayleigh. The movement speed will be nice to dodge out for the hooks, but as raw damage and fighting goes, Vigar's kind of a potato in the early game. Like, he doesn't do anything if you walk around his cage.
I love Nova's analysis of the game when Ice asks what did he come back to. He says NA solo queue, which is pretty much what the game is turning into a little bit at a time, as Ivern ganking that bottom lane so early gave Rayleigh a pretty good edge, which honestly, at this point in the game, considering how unranked the members of YEET PHEET are in comparison to overall losing lanes, that was one of the best champions you could give those early kills onto, as Seal gonna be in trouble. Gangplank coming in. I don't think Seal can get himself out of this one, and the Yorick picks up a kill on the top side.
Yeah, Seal going down early, a little overconfident, pushing up there without wards, and the Ivern just kind of waddles his own little way up there, and throws some snare, and York gets himself a kill. Well done.
Oh, Rabbit ganking the bottom side, was thinking about recalling, and with nice movement from Desperado, dropping the Dark Passage as well, says, we're ready for you. We're ready for you, Rammus, if you decide you actually want to engage, which means Broken Hearts immediately starts that recall. Yet again.
Yeah, and with that thing, I mean...
Oh, wait! Desperado with a nice visual outplay, lands the hook onto the Vigar, is under 200 health. Broken Hearts actually stops the recall to try to come back. He's super low. Rayleigh trying to get the last bit of rockets down. Broken Hearts going to be taken out even with a flash! It's still going to be dropped. Nice second hook means a double kill for Rayleigh, who is now 4-0 on this. Kaisa doing so well. Gangplank here as well, ready to jump on to kill Yasuo. Can't find the hook though.
Yeah, not a great flash out of Broken Hearts, flashing in a straight line right into Rayleigh's Q. A Plasma takes him down, and Kill Yasuo just going to try and pick up some levels under here. And it looks like an early Drake going for the early Infernal. That's going to be so good in the late stages of the game, considering that Rayleigh likes both attack damage and AP. Hybrid champions really...
They're getting dropped kind of low, though. Desvelato down to about half, and Catinator is ready to respond. They've got the Rammus here as well. This could be a fight as Gangplunk's dropped down to about 200 as well. They really want to finish off the Infernal, but the Rammus is here. He's got Smite available. He could try to steal it away. Rayleigh goes in. They found the stun onto the Thresh. They force the flash. Gangplunk low. He's going to be dropped. Kilyasa picks it up, and the Infernal Drake goes over to the side of Pepega. They can turn onto Rayleigh now. 400 gold, even more than that, I think, onto the Jhin as Ari going to drop Intra. Picks up a kill, and the game has completely evened out.
Well, how to throw a lead 101.
Overextend, start the Drake too early.
Yeah, and then they kind of pulled off it for a second, and I don't know what that was, but not a great idea to start the Drake there, but they could have finished it, probably would have died for it, but instead they lose the Drake, they lose their lives, and they give the shutdown gold over to Jhin, who is now 2-2, even with his opponent.
Yeah, that's 700 gold is just massive to get Jhin back into the game.
Yeah, you could say that again. And then Ari blows Flash forward in order to try and finish off Jhin, but doesn't have any mana, only gets to land an auto attack and then die. So pretty much everybody dying right there, and no advantages gained whatsoever. No redeeming factor of that fight.
Indeed. York on that top side, also losing in CS to this Irelia. So slowly but surely, Pepega is actually doing pretty well. In the mid lane, because of Ari moving around and trying to move towards that river and help her teammate out and making a play, is also going to lose out in that wave, which means the 15 CS lead for Intra on this Azir. As things kind of slow down, both teams saying, you know what? We're still in this, but YEET PHEET may have to reconsider before going back in. Gangplank and Love for a while seem to be headed towards this bottom side, but they back away, considering that maybe ganking again in this bottom side is not the ideal objective.
Well, I mean, the ganks were going pretty well. It was just the stupid Drake call, because Ivern doesn't do any damage, is basically the thing, and neither does Thresh at this stage of the game. So you're really just counting on Rayleigh to DPS the Drake down, and they just didn't have enough damage to do it. Meanwhile, Seal winning out on the top side, as we kind of expected. But, hold on, we got an all-in.
Not much more of an all-in, as Irelia can clean up those grave minions pretty quickly, and she can even use them to dash out of the trap that York tries to set. Something I wanted to quickly talk about when it came to that Drake, something to consider in the future if you're in a solo queue game and a team is trying to make that call. It might be better to back away, buy, and then return for the Drake afterwards, because Kaisa was sitting on 2 kills, I think 3 kills, and had yet to really recall besides that 1 pickaxe. That's not a lot of damage. If she'd been able to pick up that BF sword and then return for the Infernal Drake, would have gone down a lot faster.
Yeah, but you do have 6 on Rayleigh. That's definitely the possibility of going in. Desvelato going to try and force something, but not going to land the hook, so nothing's going to come just yet.
Keep your eyes on that Rammus as well. Level 6 doesn't matter as much. It's more about the opportunity to engage. As that Rammus gets more levels, can speed boost around the map, roly-poly, go in for a nice heavy taunt, and set up for another play. That's really what Rammus wants to do. Intra somewhat decisively winning this mid lane, and the weight of carrying this game falls even heavier onto Rayleigh's shoulders as it goes into nearly the 10-minute mark.
Yeah, and he does have a pretty big CS lead right now. That's going to be 70 to 42. That's a pretty big deal. Desvelato just going to walk straight out of that ultimate. Not just juke back and forth a bunch. And pretty much no shots hit off of that, so it's going to be the wasted ultimate from Catinator. Nothing really comes of it, but
the Ari ganking on his bottom side. The hook lands onto the Vigar. He's going to be dropped. Desvelato extremely low. Don't think that Mini's going to finish him off, and the shield will make sure the Desvelato lives even through that W from the Jhin. So nice play, good run from Love for a while, but again, she's missing a lot of CS in this mid lane. I'm gonna have to deal with the fairly fed Azir as Ivern comes in. We'll see if he tries to land the root collar on the Catinator. He's gonna pop the Daisy. Daisy MVP looking to make the play on the Catinator. Needs one more for the knockup. He flashes, but he's still gonna be knocked out. Catinator trying to make the play on the Rayleigh, who uses the killer instinct. Flashes away from the turret, damn it. Gangplank flashing as well. They find the kill, but the turret is gonna secure on the Ivern. So it is a 1-for-1 trade in the end.
Unfortunately, poorly played there. Rayleigh tried to use his ultimate to drop aggro, but didn't quite do it. So he had to blow his flash to drop aggro again, and then didn't have the damage immediately to neutral out the target there. So the kill ends up going over to Ivern, but he does trade his life back for it. So it's an even trade, though the Kai'Sa does get solo gold on a turret plate and a half there. So that is a good portion of gold, which probably ends up coming out to a kill in total, or as if he would have gotten the kill. So you can basically look at that as 5-1 on the score.
Yeah. Pretty much, and that's why, well, actually, we're still fairly even between these two teams, 19,000 and 19,000, as another play comes through. Desfalado getting the double play back, drops the ultimate as well. Catinator in trouble, he's going to be dropped very quickly, and they're going to turn on to the Veigar, who flashes away. Root collar lands onto the Rammus, and he's dropped. He doesn't have any defensive items at this point in the game, so Rayleigh picks up his 5th kill of the game. Ari roaming down towards the bottom side as well, has the ultimate available, could see maybe a play used on Veigar, who's trying to get underneath the second tier turret of the platform from Love in a while. The charm is gonna miss. She's still gonna step forward, missing a lot of the spells. Ignite comes down. She really wants to kill, but knocked back by Intra into the turret. With the Emperor's Divide, says no, you may not. As Doc will drop the Maiden of the Mist on the top side. Another hook comes through onto Andrew. Can he make the outplay of his life to save his bottom lane turret? He's gonna go back in, get a little bit of damage down to Rayleigh. Can't get the kill on this Kai'Sa. She's rooted up! Nice W from Catinator on the Jhin. Sets up Intra to pick up the kill and get a massive amount of shutdown gold for taking out Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and that's definitely improper turret tanking there. Either Desfalado or the Ivern should have been the ones to take the turret aggro there, but neither of them did. So I mean, Kai'Sa never should have been in that situation to start with. Not all Rayleigh's fault. Oh, Doc Shocker with the TP down. Catinator in trouble and is going to go down. But can they land the CC? Yes, the play hit, and it looks like Broken Hearts is going to fall as well. Not after dropping the ultimate. Doc Shocker in a little bit of a problem. But no, that it's just kill Yasuo down here. Doesn't have kill pressure onto anybody. He did have the... No, he did not have access to the ultimate. So, just had to walk away sad.
Yep, that's what happens when you overextend, and Jhin was fighting the Thresh underneath the enemy team turret as Rammus was in the river and Veigar was coming out of the base. So Catinator all by himself, a great TP from Doc Stalker to really set things up as Intra is going to find himself in a little bit of a pickle in the mid lane using the slide and glide with the Sand Soldiers. Get out of harm's way for now until the Kai'Sa uses the killer instinct. Intra gets to the blast cone but can't get over in time. The last of the rockets from Rayleigh come through and picks himself up a 6th kill, completed Infinity Edge, but it's still fairly even in those items against the Jhin.
Yep, very well played. Gangplank not going to go in on that yet, but Desfalado's here.
The root comes through. Gangplank might get caught up, and he is. Broken Heart's able to secure the kill as well. Oh, ultimate available for the Rammus. The hook's gonna miss as well. Death sentence from the Thresh. Necessary to set up a play for another kill on Rayleigh. He's going to try to step forward. He's got boots of mobility, so he's a pretty fast Thresh. Can't find the engage just yet as the CC on this top side finds a nice stun, but he's still trapped up inside of the battle pit. Uses the W, but that's what I'm talking about. It doesn't shield you nearly as much anymore. Fight in the bottom lane once again. Love for a while. Finds a nice kill underneath the turret. Veigar just so squishy. Going to go down once more. As we're maybe setting up for even more of a fight. Rammus coming in, looking for the engage. The hook comes through, nice onto Jhin. He's going to step forward. The root's not going to land in Desfalado, but Intra's here. He's got the Emperor's Divide. Knock 2 members back. Take out the most fed member of Red Team. Take out Desfalado as well. And Love for a while sticks around, setting up to potentially be victim number 3. Rammus. Broken Heart says, I'll take that one.
A great roam down from Intra and Broken Hearts. Overstaying their welcome is Relic and Desfilato, and they end up paying the price for it in the shutdown gold, as well as giving up a second Drake. Relic hasn't quite hit his power spikes yet, and he is building that Infinity Edge and then going into the on hit. So still that strong early game that Infinity Edge allows, but he is going to have a little bit of a power trough until he gets the Ginsu's Rage Blade. Though, being as far ahead as he is will help with that. But that's going to be Doc Shocker grabbing the Rift Herald, and they're probably... Hold on, to see Seal in trouble right here.
Yeah, Flash Forward for Gangplank, drops the Daisy. We got minions for days. Is the Sea Seal going to use the Maiden in the Mist to try to escape, and should be able to actually walk away. Daisy's going to
kill Yasuo
a little bit. Daisy's still chasing that Aurelia. Love for a while is here. Intra gonna move in onto Gangplank. Drops the Emperor's Divide. Gangplank alive for now. Drops the Redemption as well to keep himself alive. But Ari cannot survive. Will go down. Does get the Ignite onto his Azir. So we'll pick up 1 kill and trade.
Yep, so that's 1 for 1 right there. Ari picking up the Azir, as you said. Gonna be work for him right there. But that's going to be bottom lane turret going down, as well as pressure onto the second tier, I believe. Nobody's really in the neighborhood to stop this, and if Jhin steps up, they can just kill him under turret. But they're not going to press their advantage, as they don't see anybody on the map right now. It's good shot calling there, because they're pushed up. They don't have any support. Despite the fact that nobody was in the neighborhood, they didn't know that. So they just back off, take the... hold on, we've got the Rift Herald dropped in the mid lane alongside the Maiden in the Mist. So this is pretty much a dead tower, I think, yeah.
Yeah, YEET PHEET gonna immediately go into C-Seal, doing what he can. Gets a lot of damage down to Maiden of the Mist. They're able to finish her off, and they take out Rift Herald as well before that turret gets finished off. It doesn't have that much health to it. A sneeze and a half would take it out, but they still are able to save it, and that's what counts.
Yeah, definitely a good effort right there from Deceased Seal. And oh, hold on, Intra might be now. Desfilato not quite in range to pick up that hook onto Intra. He's not Cody. He's doing well, but he's missed hooks. Cody hasn't really missed any hooks.
Oh, Gangplank
going in, but
just baiting out the enemy's damage, maybe going down. Root Caller just calling the bait. The curtain call, as Love for a while gonna try to defend. They're gonna turn onto the Yorick. He's a tanky boy though. Are you sure that's the one you want? As Love for a while trying to find the charm onto Andrew will miss. In the meantime, Aurelia's gonna drop the turn on the top side. Ari gets finished off. They're making the turn. Intra's picked up 2 kills, actually giving them over to kill. Yasuo gonna slide and glide. Ember's Divide, but the ultimate killer instinct means Relic gets out and gets the kill in turn onto his Azir kill. Yasuo finds the stun onto the Kaisa. Relic able to get out though. Not quite enough damage. Had to burn the heal.
Yeah, that was really close. Lotus range, CC, Catnator walking the 4th shot, wanting to get the kill, but Kaisa has wisely just walked back to Fountain, will not be finding that, but the second tier mid does fall. So it's going to be blue side moving forward, pressing their advantage a little bit further, Doc Shocker. But they can come and pick up this mid-tier 1 pretty easily. It has maybe 2 auto attacks left to it. Rapid Fire Cannon purchased by Jhin. An important poking item for him, but really it comes through when he gets that 3rd item. Whether he goes with the Static Shiv or goes with the, what is that? Storm Razor, sorry. Or the Storm Razor would remain to be seen. But if you get Rapid Fire and Shiv as well as Storm Razor, it's really disgusting the amount of damage you do. Because Storm Razor, for those of you who don't know, Storm Razor now buffs your energized auto attacks by 30%. So it increases all of the effects that Energize does to your auto attacks by 30%. It's kind of like a booster, kind of like Infinity Edge, but for energized attacks. Just kind of cool, and your energized attacks also slowed by 40%, which is pretty neat.
Oh wait, does he Sealed finds? Oh, Rex actually didn't find the root onto Relic. Nice charm onto Intra. Azir gets out with a nice shield. Boy.
Let's check that HP real quick.
I'm not even sure who shielded him.
10 HP.
What shielded
10
him?
HP. The thing does the stuff.
The thing that does the stuff. All right, well, Broken Heart's not going to get charmed up. Sidesteps that and decides it's not worth fighting 3 members inside the river. Backing away. So far, both Drakes out of the game. Pepega have been able to secure Wind and Infernal Drake Ocean up on the menu. Whichever team decide to target that one. And it looks like YEET PHEET say this is the Drake they're going to fight over, so they're going to start it up.
Yeah, it's an Ocean Drake, so not really critical this phase of good, but it's better than the enemy team having it, and you're always trying to set up that Elder Drake anyway, so you take what you can get, I guess. Meanwhile, Broken Hearts knocking down the Krugs on the bottom side, and then recalling for the moment. But I'm waiting for Relic to walk over and pick up the red buff. No, he killed the red buff. Ivern just has to get the remnant red buff.
Hey, you know what? When you got double buffs for your team, makes things pretty nice. There's going to be lots of buffs to go around, and Relic 7, 3, and 4 doing well. But really, I think one of the stories of this game needs to be talked about is this Yorick on the top side, 4-0-1, showing up and doing work not only on the split push on the side lanes against that Irelia, who is down a little bit in CS, but he's keeping her stuck in the side lane, but also showing up well in team fights, both with that Maiden as well as just making some really good plays. And once again, we get the spectator bug, as it looked like Azir was walking right in the middle of the enemy team before bouncing back. Riot, please fix that bug. That is so weird.
Yeah, I've seen that happen to me in game, too. Like, it walks way far forward, snaps back.
It happened last Tuesday. It was actually pretty bad, and I think it could be a game really breaker because Lucian on the enemy team was one of the most fed members, steps forward, and you see him graphically walk into 3 members of red team, right? They all turn and throw down some serious spells trying to grab him, and he's just a hologram, disappears, pops back. Those are spells that are down. Those are spells that are cost you. As Relic is going to be targeted, he's going to be knocked back as well. Tries to use the killer instinct, but can he get out of this one? I don't know. The C-Seal goes in, makes sure that he's going to fall game close now on the run with the Ivern. Going to get stunned up by the C-Seal on the top side. Azir is still doing work. Ivern going to fall. Doc Shockers here with the ultimate, but I don't know that that's going to be enough, especially against 4 members. All 5 members already, the other member alive, hiding inside the base, just trying to help clear the waves as Doc Shocker on the Yorick. Not going to be able to do that much, and that is 3, make it 4 members for YEET PHEET that are down, and that means it's time to turn on to the Baron.
Yep, and Intra going to be the first one to No, if he starts this up by himself, it's going to be a little bit of an issue. They don't have their tank, they don't have their jungler. Catinator tanking it up, but Intra and Cat don't have the HP to do this.
Wait, yeah, what is going on? Intra, just a hair of help. Finally, Rammus comes in, but they're going to try to start it back up. Broken Hearts.
Yeah, no, they can't do it anymore. Their carries are too low. The AoE will kill them.
That is some bad communication. If you had that Rammus there, Azir is so far ahead and his auto attacks are so fast. They could have had Baron, but they were more concerned about trying to keep Ahri off of it, and they lose the Baron opportunity. YEET PHEET, don't think they're going to try to rush it, but either way, Baron not being in the hands of Pepega means that YEET PHEET still have a chance in this game.
Yeah, bad positioning by Broken Hearts. You can't run off with Smite, especially if you're the tanky member and your carries are low. In that particular situation, that's a given up Baron, and if Pepega goes on to lose this game, that's going to be a defining moment in it. If they win, big deal, but if there's a turnaround here, having Baron will probably have prevented whatever happens.
And the other key is that if you were able to secure it, that the jungler, to the side of YEET PHEET, was one of the later members to go down in the last team fight. He was not going to be able to try to counter smite that. Sure, Ahri's got some damage, but the main thing is to keep the enemy jungler out. With that fight, with him not able to secure the Baron, Ivern is now up. There's a chance for him to steal. Excellent use of a root collar over the wall could get him into the fight, even if the blast cone is down. Looks like both teams are going to roam towards this Drake down here, as it is an Infernal Drake. He will be spawning in 40 seconds. They're going to turn on to Broken Hearts. They're going to find the enemy team jungler. Can they secure the kill? That's the question. Ari goes over the wall, finds the charm. He's going to go down. Relic in the backside, though, is going to be caught up by Deceased. Seal has the flash. Still gets dropped. That's all that matters. Kill Yasuo doing what he can on the Viger, flashing over. Drops a bit of damage down, but he's going to be slowed. Can he get out? I don't think so. The Viger doing what he can. They're turning on to Cat, and they're dropping him low. Doc Shocker getting so much damage. Desperado just running disengage. The Vigar in trouble. Root Caller is going to miss, but it doesn't matter. Everyone's got plenty of damage in Intra. The only member left alive for Team Pepega goes in. It's two members with the Emperor's Device trying to turn. Flashes forward, finishes off the Ivor. Doc Shocker, though, will end it all. The last one remaining. The Yorick.
He should go for the Infernal here.
Proudly
He's
finishing off.
solo on the map. He should go for the Oh, wait, no. Never mind. The Rammus is up, and he can knock down this turret really easily. But Doc Shocker is just in such a powerful position. I did not expect this from him, but he has shown out big time. 7-1 in the top lane, and just takes over that fight. Broken Hearts right here, but I don't think he has flash. If he runs in, he's gonna get himself killed. Yep, there he is.
Yeah, Broken Hearts tries to get in, but the Infernal Drake not near.
Wait!
Oh, he does it!
Ray, what are you doing?
Kidding me? Broken Hearts survives just long enough to steal away the Infernal Drake. That is unbelievable. And now Desperado stepping forward, trying to find the hook onto Deceased. Seal should be able to land it. Secures the hook onto there. Really nice play forward as well. Deceased Seal trying to get onto Relic once again. Disarms it. However, Relic is still alive. That's what matters. They're going to get
that should be Baron.
Vigar as well. So now with all 5 members alive and only 2 members from Team Pepega, it is to the Baron they go.
But unbelievable, as you said, but not for the reasons you think. It's not like he survived by any will of his own. Relic was autoing and throwing spells at the Drake, not at the Rammus. Why would you do that? Just CC him and kill him. But the Drake was over half health, but bursts him down. And yeah, that... Okay, that was close.
Nice try by the Jhin with a good curtain call. Can't secure the Baron, though, as Intro gets just massive damage onto the inhibitor turret in the mid lane. Should be able to secure it up. Slides and glides straight into Thresh's awaiting arms. He's going to be hooked up and pulled in, slowed down. However, the Emperor's Divide will toss 2 members back. Can't finish off Love for a while before getting dropped by Relic, who comes in. It's actually Desperado who gets the kill credit. He drops his own turret before it immediately gets shut down. So trades his life over for an inhibitor turret. Not terrible trade.
Yeah, not a terrible trade considering Baron was the other option there. Meanwhile, while Intra is down, they need to organize and push as fast as they can. They could drop a mid-tier 2 turret pretty easily because most of the wave clear, and in fact all of the wave clear on their opponent's side is with that Azir. So they really should have made use of that rather than recalling. At this point, Azir's basically up right now and will be able to defend this. They are organizing sort of and moving up mid lane, but it's a little late. They'll probably still be able to drop it, but I don't know. No, it doesn't look like they will. Unfortunate timing, misunderstanding of the PowerPoints in the game right there. They should still be able to auto this down, but they're the main thing they have to be careful of is that Intra has the Emperor's Divide, and that's one of those game-changing ultimates. If he gets a big Shurima shuffle off, especially onto Relic, who I believe his flash is down at the moment. Yeah, and will be down for a couple of more seconds. I think it's like 45 seconds or something on that flash at the moment.
Baron is nice for YEET PHEET, but there is some pretty decent wave clear between Kill Yasuo and Intra. This is opportunity though to go in onto Desperado. The charm comes through. The taunt from the Rammus. Desperado gonna be dropped. Look for a while, goes in for the engage, but can't kill Vigar. So that is the ultimate from the Ahri having already been used. It's excruciatingly low.
Oh.
Intra tries to finish off the kill. Up for a while, does finally get and Intra gets dropped as the rockets come through from Relic. So the trade goes slowly in YEET PHEET's favor as they're going to continue their siege onto this mid lane second tier turret.
Relic,
Rammus has to roll
kill this.
Out.
Kill this.
Kill the turret.
Stop chasing the Rammus. Kill the turrets.
Raylick wants kills, though. It's all about KDA. Huh, am I right? As Zeal goes forward, uses the ultimate on the left for a while. The Vanguard's edge. Will the Ignite finish off the Ari? I don't believe so. The shield from Gangplank keeps her alive. And man, Pepega looked so dominant for the early portion of the game. And they're making poor choices as Raylick is not. Woo! Nice play. The taunt comes through, but it's not under the turret. It doesn't matter because Broken Heart's Thornmail says, sorry, you're gone. Daisy is trying to get the knockout the second time over onto Raylick, setting it up, tanking up the turret, but it doesn't matter. Ivern's already been dropped as Kilyasu comes out from the fountain, finish him off. Tries to flash underneath the suit. Nexus turret. Emperor's Divide. Not really the best use. Intra gonna be in trouble. Does he have the attack speed? He's got the golden stopwatch. So Vigar presses R, secures a kill.
Kill the towers. Kill the towers. I'm just like, all of this stuff that's happening in the base should not be happening. Raylick shouldn't have dove in there. And as much fun as kills are, when you're on a knife's edge like this, when you're facing into an opponent who has 2 Infernal Drakes, thank you very much, and 2 of the best users of Infernal Drake in the game, you're on a clock. And they should have taken 2 inhibitors there. Instead, they got 0 inhibitors and even missed out on 1 turret. Bloodthirstiness is what is going... Yeah, bloodthirstiness is what's going to lose you more games than just about anything else except tilting. Intra almost getting tagged up there by Love for a while, but not quite. And they're going to go for another Ocean Drake. Not the Drakes that you want to see.
But again, it's still good.
YEET PHEET.
It's still good to keep them out of the enemy team's hands, especially once the Elder Drake spawns. It's just feeling like one of those games that could go all the way to the Elder Drake point. Broken Heart's in position around the bottom side. You're going to walk in and find him, so they know that the Rammus is here. Made in the midst, going to be called. Everyone's going to jump on Rammus. Broken Heart's losing health very quickly. That's Filato. Jumps in, tries to get the play on the cat, and can't quite make it. The Rammus is gone. The Azir is gone. Vigar maybe short to follow as the play from Thresh is perfect. Kilyasu going to drop. Really going to supercharge his way into
Raylick!
Blastoons his way, trying to get on the Catinator, but is too far. Will get dropped, but that is all that YEET PHEET needs to push the members of Pepega out. Yorick actually teleports to the top side to get the split push onto the second tier turret up there, and the Ocean Drake is the target.
Yeah, that's a little bit of an overstep. Going for the montage moment. Really clever positioning to flash over the wall and try and get that backline access, but did not account for the Aurelia. Jumping forward to try and get onto Catinator on the Jhin, but unfortunately not seeing the Aurelia. Good TP toward the top side, though, by Doc Shocker. I'm very impressed with this player. Have we seen him play before?
I think he might have played one other time. Don't know if it was a Yorick or something else. I do recognize his name from at least one other stream, but he is definitely someone to keep your eyes on in the future, especially on this Yorick.
Yeah, definitely, because, I mean, anybody who watches the stream knows that Deceased Seal is no slouch in top lane, and to go, what is he now, 10-2 against one of our best top laners, and to carry against Intra, who has been diving in some curious locations, going for those big montage plays, kind of like Raylick is. Excuse me. But, I mean, really, you're just playing split push, and he's still affecting the team, so he's taken down all the outer turrets for top lane, only the inhibitor left. This is going to be a second Baron that's going to be started up really quick, and nobody's moving toward it. They don't know this is happening.
Oh, they ping it out, though, so they are at least going to attempt to
it's too late.
Here. But, yeah, Baron's already gone. The YEET PHEET will be able to secure the Baron. And, again, this game is not one of those games that's, you know, just been crazy one direction. It's actually swapped hands a couple of times, 3,000 gold bouncing back and forth between the two teams, and now a 5,000 gold lead for YEET PHEET. They are in charge of the map. They have the pressure, and with Baron, they're going to push down top lane. This might be the last fight of the game coming up.
Yeah, depending on who goes where. It could, whoa! Broken Hearts goes in the back line.
Rammus goes deep, and he's going to be gone very, very quickly. A little bit too aggressive. The Maiden of the Mist is destroyed in the meantime, though. That 7v4 has turned into a 6v4 as they are, 6v4. They're going to lose 1-1 each as the Vigar and the Ari both going to be cleaned up. The CCL trying to make the play, goes in. Gangplank's low. They're trying to get onto Raylick, but he's got a GA, so even if they were able to pop him, which they haven't been able to do any damage at all, they wouldn't be able to do much. Intra's got the Emperor's Divide up to 3 members. He goes in, drops everyone low. He's still alive on the side, and he's able to secure the Yorick. Kai'Sa got the Jin in the meantime, though. Intra, the last remaining member alive, slides and glides his way to safety, but 3 members still stand for Yeet Pheet. They're going to secure the top lane turret and inhibitor. What can this Azir do, as Raylick looks like he might just be trying to end the game?
Yeah, it looks like they can as well. The bottom lane inhibitor has fallen. You're going to have super minions coming into this lane on not this way, but the next one.
Oh,
might
Rammus
be too late.
Forward, trying to get the taunt onto the Raylick. However, he's immediately have to back away. Andrew in the meantime has finished off the Ivern to the side. Golden stopwatch used by Broken Hearts to keep himself alive. Raylick on the run. Desperado not willing to give up just yet. However, Vigar says, I got you, and now Rammus finds the CC. The GA's been popped. Raylick is going to drop. I don't think there's anything she can do to get out. Shut down to Intra, the best member to have that as well. And somehow Pepega are still in this game.
Yeah, but they're down 2 inhibitors as well as Baron. So while they do win the final fight, they did lose a lot. So how much blood can you lose, and can you sustain this mortal wound? Are they going to die, or can they find a doctor to patch up the bleeding? As the Infernal Drake, or is it Infernal? Elder Drake, that's what I meant. As the Elder Drake is going to spawn in just a little bit of time, right at 1 minute now away. You have 2 Drakes and 3 Drakes respectively, so this is going to be a pretty strong Elder no matter what happens. But as that is about to spawn, you have super minions coming down 2 lanes. That's a big deal because you're going to have to commit resources to one to the top lane and probably 4 to the bot lane as well. So the counter idea I would put is I put Doc Shocker in the mid lane, threatening that tower. You're going to have to divide out resources into multiple lanes, and if Doc Shocker's pushing down that mid lane, it's going to have to be a 3rd resource somewhere, and it can't be the Rammus. So what do you have left? Rammus and Jin? I don't think that's going to be able to crack the juggernaut that is Raylick and whoever they decide to put with him.
I gotta say, for Yeet Pheet, one of the things that I love that they've done is actually gone 3 members with the blue ward trinket. That far sight, so good at being able to pick some vision off on the enemy, jungle or wherever it is. And with that, they can move forward so safely. You can look how many wards they have around this Elder Drake on this bottom side. They've got full vision of almost everything down here. They know where Pepega could move to if they try to make a play for the Elder, which they're not. They're just going to let the Infernal go over. To be completely fair, an Elder on double Ocean at the 40-minute mark, not the craziest of Drake options. The burn is pretty nice. The burn is nice.
Yeah, the burn is pretty nuts. But I mean, the Ocean, okay, it does absorb the poke from Azir, which is nice. But at the same time, I mean, look at how fast Ivern's about to heal up. He's kind of like go right now, so long as he's out of combat. But the thing that I'm concerned about, if you're Paya, then you're going to have... Oh, wait! Hook onto Azir!
Intra's been caught! Oh, that is so tragic. He was trying to set up vision with those Sand Soldiers inside Ivern's brushes, but instead gets hooked by Desperado and will be dropped. And now that means Raylick goes in full aggression onto the Catinator. Drops him, maybe sacrificing his own life over, but it's still 4 members versus 2. Broken Hearts may be tanky, but he's got no damage to speak of, so it's all on Seal doing what he can, but he is not a god. Gods do bleed, and he will be dropped by the one, the only Doc Shocker, who finishes off 2 members, takes the towers and the Nexus itself. Ladies and gentlemen, Yeet Pheet come out victorious after a crazy Game 3.
Yeah, that was a really nice Game 3, Jake. It's it's good to have a back and forth game to cast. Anybody's game there, but it is YEET PHEET who come out victorious in the end. And we'll wait for my client to load so we can do MVPs, honorable mentions, and shoutouts.
I gotta say though, despite the loss, interest still showed up massive. I mean, this guy makes some of the most amazing plays with that Emperor's Divide. I also liked some of the early plays by Broken Hearts. As the game scaled later, the Rammus wasn't quite as effective. A little touch of inting into the enemy team when you're trying to desperately make plays, knowing you kind of feel that pressure, the squeeze of you gotta do something. And as long as you can find that taunt onto the Kaisa, maybe you can make the play. But instead, you extend over just a bit too much. You rush in alone and you get dropped. That is not what you want to have happen.
All right, so MVPs, mentions, and shoutouts. So for Team Pepega, who did end up losing that game, I'm gonna give the honorable mention. Really affected the game most. Let me look at the damage charts real quick just to make sure. Graphs. Yeah, okay, that's about what I thought.
Ivern is the ardent slave.
This is going to be the first and the only time you'll ever see me do this. But Kill Yasuo, Boxy, going to get the honorable mention for his Vigar support. Now, I am not encouraging you to do this. Not a good idea. Don't take Vigar support lane. But he did end up doing like the second most damage on his team, and there were a number of times where his cages, as well as the flash forward, he would flash ultimate. He really put some pressure onto both Rayleigh. I remember him flash ulting in the middle of a fight in order to kill Rayleigh in love for a while. So he really did work on this champion despite not being in a carry position. I mean, he had one of the better score lines on his team. On the other hand, excuse me, he trolled my lane. All right, let's in MVP. I think has to go over to Intra. I mean, who else would you give it to? The guy did an excellent job with the Azir. We've come to expect it from him. Really good Azir player, but unfortunately not playing from the backline as much as he should have. I know you want to make those maximum frontline montage plays, you know, the faker moment where you jump in, Shurima shuffle, and then kill everybody. It's really cool, but unfortunately, when you're the most fed member and really the only damage source or sustained damage source on your team, it's better to play that from the back line and use the Emperor's Divide as a peeling tool for yourself, because he would go in, get 1, maybe 2 kills, he would miss either Rayleigh or Doc Shocker, who were the big carries for the other team, and then get himself killed, and then it was just downhill from there. So if he played maybe a little bit more back and let the enemy come to him, unfortunately, he might have actually ended up winning, because that game was very, very back and forth. But all in all, really good play from Intra on that Azir. But moving over to YEET PHEET victors. Let's look at this. I think Doc Shocker is going to get the MVP and Rayleigh's going to get the honorable mention. Reason being,
haha, get it? Haha.
You're hilarious. Yeah, I think Rayleigh, his early game play was just so on point. He's not getting the MVP because he was too aggressive.
Especially in that fight around the Drake, where he's diving into 2 members.
Yeah, there were a couple of decision-making problems right there. Yeah, Yorick, Doc Shocker showed up like big time. Rayleigh did a great job in lane and in the kind of 2v2, 3v3 skirmishes in and around, but in team fights, his decision-making was a little lacking. You could definitely tell he's a Fizz main, not an AD main, because he would go into the backline. He's like, I'm going to kill everybody. And you're an AD, sir. You're going to kill one person, and then you're going to die. Maybe two. But you have a target on your back, and everyone wants you to die. Anyway, so Rayleigh jumps into the back line, and there was one in particular decision-making that I kind of scratched my head about for a while, the whole thing around the Drake, where he was autoing the Drake instead of killing the Rammus who had Smite.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that was
that.
I want to shout out to Gangplunk. While he has 25 assists, so he did pretty well for himself. But playing that Ivern to enable Rayleigh, pretty good idea. And Desvelado deserves a shout out as well. That guy hit a lot of hooks. He wasn't quite Cody level with the perfect hooks, but I mean, he hit some hooks and did some pretty nice plays himself, really enabling his AD in the early game. Yeah. But let's see. Yeah, oh yeah, and I haven't talked about Doc Shocker. I mean, I was expecting, I'll be honest, I was expecting Seal to run away with that lane like he does with just about everybody else. But, I mean, Doc showed up in that lane, and he ended up being 4-0, despite the fact that Seal got a kill from the jungler, I think, or something like that. Doc still managed to trade well, still managed to get himself a large lead, and then in team fights, he just rolled over everybody. He's Shovel Nasus, the return of Shovel Nasus, just coming in, hitting people in the face over and over again, and really doing work both in the side lane and in the team fights. So definitely worth that MVP there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around for game.
I'm not getting flamed.
No flame. Lots of people agree with you, which I do as well. Some super good stuff. Unfortunately, due to the lateness of the night, the game was fantastic, but we are going to call it quits for the stream specifically. I will probably still play an Earth game, but do that offline. I am going to go ahead and raid a channel. But before we do that, we need to pass it over to our roll credit scene. Thank you. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for coming, hanging out. We will be back Thursday with more casted games. If you were worried that you didn't get into a game tonight, don't worry. We're not having teams on Thursday. It's going to be full random queue, which gives you the best chance of getting in. We will see you all at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Thursday night for our Valentine's special love stream. So bring your bae, bring your duo. Maybe I'll do something special with duos. That would be fun. That would be fun. I'll think about that. Anyways, Wraith, you want to send us out?
All right. See you guys next week.
There you go. Thank you, ladies.